Okay, this piece here is going to be the template for all the rest of the 2x4s and 2x3s. I'm using 2x4s on the end, and then I put the 2 or 3 pieces that are got to go in the middle, 2x3s, because that's what I happen to have. It's no big deal, it's just to give us support, so that when I do put the rolled roofing on there, or whatever I'm going to put on there, I'll have a solid surface to nail to. And being that these pieces of plywood are only 48 inches long, and the top of that dumpster is 5'6", so naturally I'm going to need support underneath so I can butt these 2 pieces of plywood together when the time comes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all these identical, and then I'm going to put the end caps on, the front and back, so that the whole thing will be like a framework. Carry it over there, screw it to the building, we're good to go. Nail a piece here, this is the other end, that will go over here, and then the 2x3s, it just happens to be that that's all I got. I don't have any more 2x4s. I have to take what I can get when I get this bargain wood, and put that there, another one here, and another one here. I'll have to measure the distance. I'm not going to worry about 16-inch on centers. I'm worried about the 2 pieces of plywood coming together to make sure I hit the right point here so I can support it. So there'll be a cap on this end and a cap on that end, and the whole frame will be carried over there and placed on top of the dumpster. Using number 6 decking nails. They got like a little twist to the shank. Kind of hard to nail like this because I have to lean it against the bench. The other end is digging into the ground here, which is pretty muddy. The weather has not been very good, and it's very hard to make projects when you got weather that's not cooperating. After all, it's only a Rube Goldberg arrangement. That's all it is. Alright, I'll get a couple more nails in that. Okay, the plywood is 48, so I put a 2x4 at the 46-inch mark from here to here because we're going to have a 2-inch overhang here on the plywood and 2-inch overhang over here. So the distance from here, 2 inches beyond there, that'll be the length of the second piece that I have to put in here. So for this spacing, this is fine. Then I'll probably put maybe one here and one here, so it'll be just kind of a support. So I have to build it like this, and then I got to flip it over and nail the other side. It's tough when you have to work outside, you got mud and everything else. Okay, frame is made, and I got to carry it over and pre-drill on the end where it goes up against the shed so I can put some screws in there to screw it to the side of the shed. Okay. Temporarily, I put a couple of blocks in here so that this thing don't slide off, flush to the end. So I put a block here, and these are just temporary blocks clamped in, you know, pieces of wood and stuff, just to hold this into place. Now up here, I got to notch out this furring strip, so I got to mark that so that this piece will go flush against the wall. And once it goes flush against the wall, then this is tipped on a little angle right here, but it'll be flush once I get that against the wall. So this is basically how it's going to be. It gives me a good pitch. I got the block cut out there, the slot, and now we're going to put in the lay it in there and see how she fits. And she fits like a glove. Now everything's flush to the front. Like I say, we've got a little bit of a here. That's because of the wood. There's not much. It's very hard to get that perfect. This will stay in place now until I can fasten this, and this will be pre-drilled in here and then screwed to the wall. Okay. It's hard to do a project and have it videotape and going all the time. So what I had done is I removed this wood in here, put some blocks in here. It's like nothing fancy. And in the corners, so to secure this and to flush this out with the front here. Put a block here so that it's good and solid. And over here, what I'm going to do is to just put plywood. There'll be an overhang of 2 inches on the roof. As I said before. So there'll be a piece of plywood coming down and just overlapping here a little. And that's all, and just tacked up into here. It's nothing fancy. But now with this wood out of here, and this edge is secured to the building good, I don't need that piece of board going across there that you saw earlier. And I'm able to put my garbage can in and stand them upright because of the height here and this added height here. So overall, I think we're getting there. Well, I'm going to knock off for today. I just put that primer on here. I'm not too worried about, this is pressure treated anyways, but I just figured I'd just do the ends. Today, we got the plywood. It's not perfect. What do you expect for $1.02? First thing I want to do, it's all cut to size. First thing I want to do is to put the primer on the upper edge and on actually all the edges and on the front edge too. And the reason for that is when they're butted up together, it's a lot easier. When the next piece is going on here, it's going to be a small section, so I want to make sure that the edges are already primed. When it's all nailed up there and everything, then the top part will get primed. And we're using the Zinsser, that's what they recommended at Home Depot here, primer. It comes in white, but I had them color it to light gray, because white would look horrible there. This is only going to be done temporarily, because the way the weather is here, we're getting rain almost every day, or snow or whatever. And until I can get some good weather so I can put some roofing material on it. And being at the angle that thing is that I showed you before, the water's going to run right off pretty quick, unlike the old one, which was almost flat. What we're going to do is we're going to put this stuff on. It doesn't say anything about thinning it, so it's really heavy. To me, a primer should be very thin, so it can soak into the wood. I mean, I would think so. I'm no paint expert. I'm no expert at anything, really. But I just like to say, I want to do the edges. This part here goes up against the shed. So naturally, I'm not going to be able to get into the edges once that's nailed in place. And of course, I don't want to paint the whole thing, because then I'm going to have to wait. It's supposed to dry in about 30 minutes. It's in the low 40s right now out here, and it's supposed to be able to be applied on above 40 degrees. So the day is supposed to be a mild one. It's supposed to be as close as 50 degrees today. So it's good working weather.